Alchandra, my sister. I grew up with my sister. She's only a year and a half older than me. And so we grew up as little kids a lot, and she had a tiny bit more responsibility than me. So therefore, she had a huge amount more responsibility than me when we were at, it's just the two of us. And she would take care of me a lot, I'm sure, when I was a small kid. And I was horrible as a small boy. Having a smaller brother growing up, it must have been horrible sometimes. And I do remember you being on the toilet and me flicking my foot, doing a karate kind of leg kick to your head, really close to your nose, while I was brushing my teeth or something while you're having a pee. All right, and I do remember doing things like that, and you hated it. But then again, you were having a pee in the same room, and I was there, so you can't explain anything else, can you? And I think that's probably made you grow up a little bit quicker, and you decided, right, I'm not going to have a pee with my brother in the room because he's just really annoying and childish. And we had a nice time. I don't think I bothered you after that. I left you alone during adolescence, completely alone. You didn't want to have anything to do with me, rightly so. My friends kind of fancied you, but they never told me this until at university or after that. Some of them did. And so my friends would be up playing games every couple of days, and some part of their brain was going off whenever my sister kind of appeared. I didn't quite notice this actually. What a bloody clumsy boy I was, eh? Anyway, and then when you disappeared from the house, didn't really see much of you. You came back occasionally, but again, it was mostly about boys and stuff, and so you had lots of relationships here and there, and the guy would accuse you, and then you ended up in East Kilbride, Paisley. And I visited you, I remember there, I visited you, and it was very nice. And I think I've just been nice with you, and I think that I visited you down beside England, and you've been very nice to me, put me up and stuff, and friends, remember the camper van, and isn't that lovely? But for some reason or other, over the last 5-10 years, very little. Something went wrong somewhere, and I don't know what it was, but I've had the effect of that. And very little communication, very little openness and receptivity to what I'm doing. And how I am, and I never understood this. So I'm asking you, why did that happen? And we were just talking about this I was up in Scotland just before Christmas. And we talked about things, Ricardo and my mum, actually, Sophia. And we had this very in-depth conversation. I was crying and stuff because why was it that we couldn't communicate? And I don't do anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong to you. I don't think I did. And I think we had a good relationship, although it wasn't particularly significant and deep for such a long time. And I think it's because, and they were saying, oh, well, you frown upon her, she's mainstream and she thinks that you think very lowly of. No, I don't. I was just like, I told them, I don't. I am part of mainstream. I've been with a woman who is mainstream extraordinaire, okay? How can I do that if I look down? The parents, they're kind of working class, kind of middle class, they're mainstream, okay, they're Portuguese and they're pretty odd and da-da-da. I'll look down on them. I drive a car, a crappy BMW, puts out a huge amount of bloody pollution. I'm doing lots of bad things. I eat meat. I'm not judging anybody. Myself, I'm doing a bit of that recently, but I don't judge people. So I don't look down. Because I know that the mainstream, is going in the wrong direction, and I'm part of it, you don't have to take it personally. I'm not saying you. I kind of am, but I'm not. I'm saying everybody, including me, is going in the wrong direction with the cars and with our interest and attention on television and the crappy things that we buy. And of course, I've done less of that. I don't have a mortgage. Through accident. If I could have afforded it, I probably would have one. I don't frown upon it. I know it's actually not good for the economy. Do you see? And okay, so you're associated with that, and I'm not. Oh, so I'm making a judgment. No, I'm not. You just happen to have a mortgage. Actually, it's kind of bound you to what's going on. and your attention to certain things in society and so on and so forth, that's kind of what you're doing, and I'm not doing that, okay? But, okay, so you're doing what you're doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's cool, okay? There is, however, obviously something that we have to deal with about how we're communicating about what's going on in the world. And you haven't wanted to do that. And I've never impressed upon you, I've never asked you to, I've never even asked you to. Because it's not been ready. There's never been even a possibility of an invitation to talk about anything significant. Okay? And I've not been anything negatively towards you. I don't think. I have been frustrated once or twice. I don't think with you. And I've expressed it, and I do apologise. When I'm frustrated about the fact it's 2008 and very little happened, stuff like my book. Do you know about what happened with my book? No, I don't think I ever talked to you about my book. I don't think I've ever given you any grief about it. Do you know that I've given people grief about it? Because I kind of have. I haven't given people grief. I've just gone, oh, the frustration, oh, like that. I'm not doing it at anybody. You see? So I don't feel so. Yeah, it's not so about me. I'd like to find out. I know you're going through very difficult times, all right, and you have been for quite a while, okay. And there is this, and yeah. When I tell people, that's what I say. Really, I just say my sister is going through possibly one of the most difficult things in her entire life, because she has done effectively the mainstream and so on. She's chosen this, and she chose a beautiful, beautiful man to be with her, and lovely, and they're doing nice things in the world, and they're being lovely, and the children thing hasn't happened. And that is a major problem. And I don't go into any great detail about this. I don't describe it. I don't cry about it. But I do know. No, I don't. I know. No, I don't. Well, do you see? I feel. No, I don't cry. I don't let myself. Because it'd be selfish for me to feel things. That's the way I am. Maybe if you related that to me, I might cry. If I thought about it a lot, I might end up sharing. But I don't want to do this on a recording. You see, if you were sharing the quality of, because I'm sure you've cried about the situation you have been in, and I'm sure there's been, that kind of quality, that really kind of, look, I don't even want to describe it with words, that. And I would love to share that. If you wanted to share that with me, I think I could, okay? And feel that. And forgive me, okay? I don't know why I did was wrong, alright? I know kicking you, trying to pretend to kick you in the head or whatever, when I was a small child, I know, okay, that was bad, but I was a kid. I don't think I've done anything like that since. If I have done anything which has any way contributed to your suffering or pain or anything like that, because I'm objecting to certain things that are going on in society, I'm sorry. I am going to carry on with it though, because it kind of needs to be done. I'd like to share that with you, because it has been the most difficult thing in my life. I don't understand. And you understand people a lot more than I do, and therefore, I don't understand adults very much. But I've met a few recently that are really amazing.